What is continuous integration and continuous delivery? So you're embracing DevSecOps and you're automating your processes and removing your bottlenecks. But how could you succeed and make this a repeatable process without the right DevSecOps pipeline, otherwise known as continuous integration, continuous delivery, CI/CD pipeline? But what exactly is continuous integration and continuous delivery? Continuous integration and continuous delivery are the foundation of your DevSecOps pipeline. Let's take a look first at continuous integration. It is a practice that consolidates all new source code into a shared source code repository, such as GitLab, several times a day. The continuous integration process initiates the automation of build, testing, and cybersecurity phases. Continuous delivery, on the other side, is used to deliver or release your software in short cycles, often multiple times a day, to ensure that the software can be reliably released at any time. It removes human bottlenecks as much as possible and streamlines the delivery of software with complete automation. This whole concept of CI/CD helps reduce your cost, time, risk of delivering changes by allowing for more incremental updates to applications in production. Having a straightforward and repeatable deployment process is so important for your continuous delivery and adoption of DevSecOps. There is a concept called Extreme Programming, XP, which effectively adopted the concept of CI and did advocate for integrating more than once per day, perhaps as many times as tens of times per day. So what tools could you use to create your CI/CD pipeline? First, I'll recommend avoiding a SaaS solution. Instead, use containers on your Kubernetes cluster. As discussed, your crown jewel is your CI/CD pipeline, and trusting a third party with a multi-tenancy stack is very risky. It doesn't mean you cannot host it on the cloud, but it does mean that you should have the same visibility and baked-in security thanks to your Kubernetes and Sidecar container security stack. We're going to be digging in the next segment about why this baked-in security is so essential to your DevSecOps success. Now for CI, continuous integration, you can take a look at tools like CloudBees CI, GitLab, Jenkins, for example. When it comes to continuous delivery, you want to adopt a Kubernetes-centric approach with tools like Flux, Argo CD with companies like Weaveworks, Harness, and Spinnaker. But you could also leverage Ansible and Terraform when it comes to your legacy virtual machine capabilities. Since you're going to be moving to GitOps, if a malicious actor gets into your code repository, it will be catastrophic. So you must embrace the same security principle as your mission software, leveraging the 3 pillars for modern cybersecurity with moving target defense, zero trust, and continuous monitoring with behavior prevention. Ideally, you want your CI/CD pipeline to be entirely cattle and go back to immutable state multiple times a day. Don't forget to check out our segment on the 3 pillars. So now, let's take a look at what are the key phases of your CI/CD pipeline. So as you can see, a DevSecOps pipeline gets pretty complex. You have a lot of different phases you have to think about to be able to implement a true, mature DevSecOps pipeline. First, you're going to, of course, have planning and development tools like your IDE, your Agile planning tools, and so on. Then you're going to have build tools based on the programming languages that you're using. And of course, at Platform One, we support 16 programming languages. That's a lot of options. Then the next phase is going to be about testing. That will include your test suite with unit testing, integration testing, end-to-end testing, and finally, regression testing as well. The next phase is going to be about cybersecurity. That will include the basics with static and dynamic code analysis, container scanning and CVE scanning. But of course, you want to think about software bill of materials and scanning the dependencies and kind of the security risk you're inheriting through open source and commercial software. But then you also want to think about ability to track the provenance and integrity of the software as well. Then you're going to be able to store the artifacts into your container registry. The next phase will be on the CD side, where you're going to be able to start thinking about deploying the software and then monitoring the right metrics to know how your software is behaving. On the deployment side, of course, you're going to use Terraform and Ansible, we talked about, to be able to orchestrate your VM stack, but then you're going to be thinking more about Helm charts, Kubernetes operators, and of course, a GitOps stack with Flux or Argo to be able to orchestrate your GitOps automation as well. On the monitoring side, you're going to want to have centralized logging and telemetry, an ability to continuously monitor your tech stack with runtime, AI-based prevention capabilities. You're going to have tracing capabilities, and all of these pieces are essential. So we decided to do a segment per capability as well inside of this course. So don't forget to check them out. And then, of course, thanks to Kubernetes, you're going to be able to orchestrate your entire CI/CD stack, your entire DevSecOps platform, the automation to inject your cybersecurity stack inside of your platform. And all this is streamlined, auto-scales, and self-heals thanks to Kubernetes automation as well. There you have it. CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery. The whole process is going to be about automating, removing bottlenecks, and ensuring that you can streamline the entire process to get things done. Don't try to implement all of these pieces day one. Your maturity will grow, and the better you become at automating bottlenecks, and the more focused you're focusing on fixing these bottlenecks, the better you're going to be able to increase your velocity and get things done. CI/CD is an essential piece to your DevSecOps success.